Hey guys, today's Friday. Today's our last day of our awesome Silicon Valley tour. This morning we started off with Mozilla. Went to Mozilla headquarters and met Pascal Finette, a really cool guy. He founded the startup himself, and he's now at Mozilla. And he told us a lot about the culture at Mozilla and what's important, in his opinion, for startups and entrepreneurs.
So Pascal, you talked about the most important rule you experienced at Mozilla. What is it you recommend to startups and entrepreneurs from Europe?
So if you're European, like the one thing I would do is come to the Valley, get the cheapest flight you can get the cheapest hotel, and if you don't do anything else, then just sit in like the local Starbucks here and absorb the energy. You have to do it, literally have to do it. And then once you have got like all the great energy, then you go home and you change the world. So do it.
After Mozilla, we went to Paybygroup to meet Camilo, one of the two founders. They are in the 500 startups portfolio. They told us about a lot about their history, about how they started. That's Neely, by the way. How they started, what's special about 500 startups, about the mentors, about the whole network, and gave us small insights.
All right. Forget Pioniergarage. Thank you for bringing Pilsner to 500 startups. Cheers.
Cheers. So, guys, you talked about how important it is to know people and to get introductions. Can you just tell us a bit more about how to hustle in the Silicon Valley?
Oh, yeah.
Don't be afraid to cold email people and use Facebook and LinkedIn to find how you're connected to the people you want to talk to.
A lot of the time, ask a person who knows you a little bit to give you an introduction, and they'll understand what that means and what they need to do to get you in touch with the person. So if you do have a connection, use it and trust that that person will serve you well.
All right, and make sure you make it easy. So write the introductory email. So don't expect the person that's introducing you to have to write the whole email.
Forget everything we said. Do that advice.
Otherwise, you are less likely to get that introduction because you're creating work for that person.
Yeah. Don't ask questions. Give them the email. Tell them exactly what to write. It'll work.
All right. One more question. Can you say a little bit about the relationship with the mentors at 500 Startups?
Mm-hmm. Sure. So there's people who come here every day, people who come here once a week, and people who aren't even in the Valley. But they're mostly accessible, and they provide a lot of guidance. They're all people who've been down this path before, so they can help you avoid all the mistakes that you can make in the startup.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so Frederick, you are German. You studied in Karlsruhe, where we are from, at University of Karlsruhe, now KIT. What differences do you notice between the German culture and the Silicon Valley culture?
So I think it's much more flexible over here in definitely in regards to hiring. People stay with their jobs much shorter than in Germany. Not the kind of like traditional culture of going to a big company and staying there for 10 or 15 years. And it's much more open-minded. The networking aspect is a huge one over here in Silicon Valley, where it's a lot of loose ties that you make over the years, and also make a lot of use out of it in regards to business partnerships, working with them, finding employees. And it seems a little bit more, the entire Silicon Valley is built for startups to flourish. You have the money over here, you have the talent over here, you have a great weather in California, and it's a great place to be. And also, of course, office space and everything comes together here. And the mentality of working in a startup, really doing something, changing the world, is much more obvious over here than in many other places. The willingness to sacrifice your own time or maybe your own money as well, and to really do something that is exciting and will change something, and also being open to failure. Like over here, it's a totally different culture in regards to if you have had a failed startup that didn't make it for whatever reason, it's not a big deal. Like you will still get hired somewhere else, and people see it as a great experience, and they don't see you as a lesser entrepreneur just because one or even two of your startups fail, because you might make it big with the third one or the fourth one. It's a different approach to how you do the business.
And what would you recommend a startup in Germany or in Europe to do, or what could we do? What do you give us to take to Germany, to Europe?
I think the Germans already have a fairly international open mindset in knowing that an internet product is so virtual and accessible everywhere in the world that you have to, from the beginning, address the world as your audience. And of course you can start with smaller markets, but you have to be, your mindset has to be set to roll out your product to the whole world.
Our last official meeting was with Oliver Harnisch and Dirk Gangieser from the German Silicon Valley Accelerator. It's a program supported by the German government, and what they want to do is bring startups from Germany, like German companies, into the valley, to experience the valley, to get to know people, to build up a network, and to push their business development further. So we met with them, had a really nice discussion about the difference between German culture and American culture, especially the culture here in Silicon Valley, and they gave us really cool insights and a lot of tips.
Dirk and Oliver, you founded, together with a professor from the LMU in Munich, you founded the German Silicon Valley Accelerator, and you're here sitting in the Silicon Valley in the Plug and Play Tech Center in Sunnyvale. What is your big goal? What is the vision behind the program?
You first. Me first. Okay, well, the big vision actually is to bring global startups out of Germany to the world. We do believe that the Silicon Valley is the hub for innovation and is the wonderful area for acceleration for these companies. So we try to bring a bit of DNA of the Silicon Valley to German startups and invite them to come here to learn, to accelerate and to develop global companies.
Okay, so in your opinion, what's Germany lacking? Like, what is missing in Germany, in the German entrepreneurship scene? Or
not sure if there's anything lacking in the entrepreneurship scene. Like I was mentioning in our discussion before, I think the environment is lacking some openness towards startups, so that entrepreneurs or startup entrepreneurs have an easier entry to larger corporations or get better support from professional service providers such as law firms. I think that is lacking. That is what Germany is lacking a little bit.
Okay.
Well, if I may add to this, I think also sometimes I lack a little bit of the ambition. If you have you're a startup here in the Valley, they immediately think about a global company and how to be 100 million revenues in 3 years, right? That is a bit unheard of because our fragmented European markets, while in its totality having a similar size like the homogeneous US market, it's a bit more complicated. And if you want to go from Germany to France to the UK, it takes more time and more money. So we would encourage the companies still to think global from the startup point and develop concepts and companies which immediately go global.
So in your opinion, what could we, for example, as a student entrepreneurship club do to encourage people to do that? Do you have any tips or?
Well, obviously, is the great idea and the technical foundation is the key. I think you guys already making the tour here and bringing yourself a bit of Silicon Valley DNA home is already a great start. So we encourage you to come back and constantly have this bridge between your companies, between Karlsruhe as a wonderful hub of innovation inside Germany. Come more often and learn what's going on here. Wie man so schön auf Deutsch sagt, die kochten ja auch nur mit Wasser, aber einigermaßen ist das Wasser hier vielleicht heiliger als in Deutschland.
All right, thank you very much.
So right now we're here at Blackbox Mansion, where we organized a really nice final event. We invited all the people we met during the week, and it's a great party. A lot of people showed up. We had a barbecue. It's raining tears, but still it's great inside, and a lot of cool people, a lot of international people from the Blackbox network, and as well from people we invited. And yeah, really enjoying the time, and let's see what's going on here.
Didn't ask me anything, like didn't bother me as a host, you know? Just just basically started everything by themselves. Great. Secondly, as soon as food arrived, it took them 20 minutes. Like, I don't know how many of you, 20 of them, just like all jumped on it, chopped everything, prepared. I was looking at you, I was like, amazing, amazing. Seriously, this is a German spirit. And the third thing, you're saying, okay, we don't have any professors in university, and I haven't heard about any group coming from Germany, which was like sent by government, and here they're like, oh, there's no professors, so we just like came ourselves and organized everything. Awesome. So I think like with this kind of spirit, you can build really Silicon Valley, like because it's bottom up and like grounds up, you really can do it.